Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tori, and I am the creator of the Digital Coven. If you have not joined the Digital Coven yet, make sure to go to the Discord link in the description below. It is a big witchy group chat. There are 40 of us now, and it is a lot of fun. Very chill, very laid back, and good vibes. So I hope to see you there. And yeah, today we are going to do a tarot read to kind of gauge the energy of the rest of 2025 going into 2026. Basically, just whatever message the universe, your higher self, your spirit guides want to give you for you to focus on in the next few months as the veil thins and the days get shorter. I don't know about you, but this time of year makes me crazy. So we're going to see what kind of energy we've got going on for the next few months. As you can see, we have 3 tarot decks here with a crystal paired up with each one. I'm going to do 3 separate reads. You can click the timestamps in the description to jump ahead to your specific reading. If you do not wish to watch all 3 of them, you can either choose your deck and your reading based on the energy that you get from the cards. Maybe a specific deck is calling to you. Maybe a specific crystal is calling to you. So this is your chance to really look at the deck and to decide which one you're wanting your reading from today. If none of them are really drawing you in, you can also use your zodiac to pick a reading. I am going to pull some zodiac cards for each deck so that you can decide that way if you feel called to. I don't know, is this like ASMR? If you listen, can you hear the shuffling of my zodiac deck? For our first deck here, we have Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, and Aquarius. For the middle deck, we have Libra, Cancer, Leo, and Aries. Those are for the middle deck here. In each reading, I'll set these cards up top so that you can see them, so that you know you're on the right deck if you forget. For our third deck, we have Sagittarius, Scorpio, Gemini, and Pisces. If you like these zodiac cards, I do have them in my Etsy shop. They're pretty cool. I just printed them on cardstock, but I think they're super cute. I made them. I also have like these versions. They're pretty. I'll link them below. So next we are going to jump into the reads. As I was saying before, you can pick based on the crystal that is calling you, based on the deck that is calling you, or based on your zodiac sign. Hello, this is future Tori. When I filmed the tarot reads, I basically described how to pick your card and then had no transition into the read whatsoever. So this is my transition into the read. So once you've picked the deck that you would like, your reading, whether it was based on the crystal, the card, or your zodiac, you can go into the description and click the timestamp to jump to your reading. You can watch it all the way through, but they're kind of extensive. It's a long video, but yeah, so I hope you love it, and I am very excited, so let's get into it. If you are watching this specific deck's reading, then you were either drawn to this Tiger's Eye crystal or possibly my OSHO Zen Tarot deck, or maybe you're one of these zodiacs. Tiger's Eye is known to be very grounding. It represents strength and protection, courage. And the OSHO Zen Tarot is a very interesting deck. It doesn't have traditional suits. They've kind of done their own thing. The cards are very pretty. I don't read a lot with this deck. I'm very excited to see what we come up with. I am going to move these. If you need a reminder, this reading, if you didn't pick based on the deck or the crystal, is for Taurus, Capricorn, Aquarius, or Virgo. And I'm going to set these aside. Starting off, I am going to shuffle the deck. The whole point of this reading is basically the message from our spirit guides or the universe, your higher self, however you like to see it. I think I kind of lean towards spirit guides. And we want to know about the energy and what we should focus on throughout the next couple of months as the days get shorter. Maybe based on where you live, it gets colder. I know here it gets very cold, but that is our main focus today. I'm actually going to pull a couple oracle cards to kind of see if they can give us like a theme that we're going to see while we read this. And I'm going to be pulling from the Animal Spirit Oracle deck. Okay. Just to kind of, oh, well, those jumped out. So I've pulled Golden Egg and Unicorn. We are not going to read those yet. We're going to set them aside and kind of see how they factor in as we pull our cards. Okay. Oh. So our first, we pulled two. Our first cards, Healing and Compromise. Okay, very interesting. If I am correct, I'm pretty sure this is from the Rainbow suit, and this is from the Clouds suit. That might be a major arcana. This is the deck. It's very cool. It's just different. So the first card being Healing definitely feels like the overall theme with the next few months. Healing and rest is kind of the main focus as you go in to the winter. I think we can all take advice from that. The days are shorter. It's very easy to slip into a sort of depression. So I think that I'm hoping this resonates with you, but definitely the main focus is going to be healing yourself. And we'll see if there's more insight as we keep going. Obviously, the compromise card, you might need to compromise a little bit, whether it's compromising your free time to kind of focus on this, because I know we have a lot less time as the days get shorter, but definitely focusing on healing and resting throughout the winter. Very interesting going back to the Animal Spirit cards. These are both the Spirit suit. That's what this circle is right here. And I'm going to read you what the book says. So for the Golden Egg, it says, within the golden egg lives a precious sound. Deep within that sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard, nor the message discerned, until we retreat from the noise of modern day life. The magical essence of the golden egg needs warmth, quiet, and time to unfold, which is very interesting with like the healing. Like you have to take time to yourself, really recharge and focus on how you're doing health-wise. Rest is very important, especially when we get to where there's less sunlight. Find a place of deep and restful ease, perhaps through yoga nidra or meditation. Take some time for introspection or contemplation. When the mind begins to settle and the breath is calm, ask the question that weighs heaviest on your heart. Very cool. So definitely like nesting almost, like you're going to want to focus on healing and like really taking care of yourself. So then the unicorn, reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity. It is difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it's real. Did they ever exist? The mind answers maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation explains our relationship with divinity and encapsulates our wavering belief in the unicorn. We wonder what divinity is, we wonder where our intuition comes from, and if we can really trust it. We think about a higher power and our mind hesitates between yes, no, and maybe. The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. I mean, what I see is that you need to trust your intuition through this time. The veil is thinning. It's the perfect time to communicate with your spirit guides, really like not like retreat into yourself, but like make yourself the main character. Really protect your energy, do things that bring you joy and rest and healing. You may need to compromise with your time, but when it comes to doing things that are good for you and your soul and will help in the long run, then that compromise is definitely worth it. So let's do another one. I'm gonna build on that. Love when that happens. Turning in. So yes, turning inward, the introspection and self-reflection of yourself, really focus on what your body needs. That is a crazy card. Look at that. In the background, you could see that as your shadow self, really focusing on, see, there's the different faces, being happy with who you are and focusing on your internal spiritual and emotional needs. You could also see that as your spirit guides. I feel like the faces are kind of scary. I see it as shadow work more than anything. That's what's kind of coming through to me, is that this winter is going to be a time to reflect on yourself. Maybe that's what this compromise, if you kind of go back to this, could be compromising. A lot of times we push away the parts of us that we think are not good, but they're what makes us whole. And I think that they're an important part of your journey. And maybe you need to compromise and understand, really turning inwards to kind of reflect on that. Love that. Okay. What is there anything else? Because I got like healing, reflection, and shadow work. Very much working on yourself this year. The perfect time to just get some cozy lighting and like some comfy clothes and just work on yourself. And I'm wondering, just based on these, if the healing is more spiritual in nature, if it's more spirit guide, shadow work than actual physical health. That one feels right. Let's do that too. Get one more in here, kind of see if there's anything else coming through. Okay. So, oh, there's a second one. I love when there's a hidden card. Look at all this. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, these are kind of fun. So first we have integration, laziness, abundance, and the outsider. So with the integration, I definitely see just like all the different parts, the zen, the balance, and bringing all of the parts of yourself together. Like they might not seem like they work, and that's definitely like the turning inward and the compromise, working on your self-reflection, your shadow work. All of those things come together to make you. So again, I'm still kind of following the theme of this winter is about healing and taking time for yourself. Laziness, very interesting. I don't see it as like you're being lazy. I think I see it as you're allowed to be lazy. Look how chill this guy is. Very, very much feels like you're allowed to be lazy and you should be. Nines tend to represent independence, isolation possibly, but the vibe just from this card is so chill. So I say it's purposefully isolate yourself. Like don't go all hermit full time the whole winter and not speak to anybody. That's probably not good for you. But definitely you're allowed to cancel plans. You're allowed to be lazy in order to really work on yourself. This card confuses me a little bit. I'm kind of, because all of these are very positive, this one seems a little less positive. Fives can represent conflict, change, disruption, definitely a challenge, possibly the challenge of actually allowing yourself to isolate yourself for your own mental health, for your spiritual growth and your shadow work. Because I know me, I get FOMO so bad. If I get invited to things, I don't cancel plans, whether I want to do it or not. Huge introvert, but I definitely struggle with that. So I think this is just saying like, hey, you might feel like the outsider, but you're allowed to be. You're allowed to miss out on some things. I'm actually going to check on that. So I've got these, their spirit guide questions. Very simple, yes, no, maybe, don't ask, all that stuff. I want to see, is this kind of, they should allow themselves to be the outsider, would you say? These are also in my Etsy shop. I'll link them. No. Okay, I'm wrong. Interesting. I would definitely say, so it's not that you should allow yourself to be the outsider. Maybe it's definitely leaning at you're going to feel like the outsider, like it's going to happen. And maybe you want that laziness and that shadow work and that healing, but you don't want to isolate yourself to the point where you are an outsider. Is that closer? I'm angling them so I can't see them. You don't know. I'm gonna leave it. I think so. Okay. Don't isolate yourself to the point of you don't see anybody for months. I think that's the vibe that I'm getting. It's not that you have to allow yourself to be the outsider. It's that you should do all these things, take care of yourself, be introverted, but also don't miss out on the world. The last card that I had in that random shuffle was abundance. And it's a rainbow card. And definitely, I think is fairly self-explanatory that you're going to have a lot of abundance, maybe as a result of all the healing that you're going to do. I would say that definitely tracks and makes sense. Abundance is always good. I would say just based on the rainbow and just the woo-woo spiritual balance type vibes, like, look, it's all very symmetrical. I would say that your abundance is in spiritual growth for sure. Definitely if you're working on these things and you're still being balanced and not avoiding everybody, then you should have a fairly fantastic winter, which is great news. I'm excited for you because I know the season's changing. It can be very difficult. I'm going to pull another Oracle card from a different deck just to kind of see if we get any more information, we're going to be really random here. We're going to get a lot of insight. This is the, what is this? This is the Voices of the Soul Oracle. These cards are gorgeous. Just see if there's any other messages. I'm trying to think of like a specific question, but this reading is like really self-explanatory. These cards are fun. They're really cool looking too. I like the art style. I think just like, is there anything else for the winter? Or maybe any challenges? This definitely felt like a challenge. Oh, okay. Okay, so we've pulled Message of Love. Sorry, those are a little shiny. And we've pulled Help. Interesting. So the vibe that I get from this, the Message of Love, because I was asking spirit guides, your higher self, if there was anything, like any message coming through, definitely would be just love, is that they're here for you and you are not alone in these things. Definitely your spirit guides are looking out for you. And even if this feels hard, because like you are going to have that compromise for sure, you have all the things you need to reach this point with the abundance, as long as you keep balanced and work on that. But that you're not alone in this. Your spirit guides are watching over you, your ancestors, your higher self, however you see them. They're there for you and they love you. And I definitely think that this goes along the help card, is that not only do they love you, but they are there to help. And I definitely would say this is a good indicator that if you are working on shadow work, definitely focus on speaking to your spirit guides, even if it's journaling or, just sit, light a candle, ask some questions, be grateful for who is in your corner, because they are definitely there for you, which is very exciting. I'm going to pull one more animal spirit, kind of see. I love that. I love that for you. Ooh, the Lion. Yes, that's a fire card, if I am correct. Those little shapes always trip me up. So the thing about the Lion is he is the leader of the pack. He is a very in charge and confident animal. So in this deck, the Lion is the master of the fire element, he is a living mascot of self-transformation. That is perfect. That goes in line with this so much, the shadow work, integrating all the parts of yourself, healing yourself spiritually, and like really nesting and taking care of yourself. Then there's the divinity of, the uncertainty of if you can handle it, if you can make it. And the Lion is the master of that. Lions are observant and precise. They don't waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where you begin. So definitely you've got this in the bag. You are handling this. This is a great card. Fire is also definitely passions and action and just doing the things confidently, in control. And that is just amazing for you. So definitely a little recap here. I'm going to pull probably a couple. I might shuffle one more and see what comes through with the OSHO deck. But this winter and in the next few months leading into the new year, it's going to be very much self-reflection, taking care of your spiritual health, your mental health, and all of these things, working with your spirit guides to really work on that. And then just like have fun, take care of yourself, be cozy. There's nothing better in the winter than just really nice PJs and a blanket, do some journaling. I definitely see a lot of like introspection and communicating with spirit guides. If you're interested in how to communicate with spirit guides, I don't have a video on that yet, but I could make one. Comment below if you think that that would be cool. But let's just see one more, just the finishing, just the end of it. Just kind of see. Final thoughts. Okay. Oh my gosh. So exciting. This read is, I'm so excited for you. I'm jealous of your, because I'm a Cancer, so I'm the second deck. I am jealous of your winter. It is going to be fantastic. What is crazy is, so we've got totality and then the master. Totality, just being your whole self authentically and getting things done. Look at that. Like, their leap of faith, trusting your spirit guides. I would say that's definitely, because it's a partnership. There's two. Fives do represent challenges, like I was saying before, but it's not a challenge that you can't handle, and you've got all the help you need, which is definitely very interesting. And you know what? You deserve it. You work hard. Um, you are divine, and you do have some challenges, but you're gonna get there. You're gonna be your whole authentic self. And then the master, the which definitely goes in line with the lion, where you're gonna do it. You're gonna master this. And mastery could mean so many different things, but definitely I think reaching a point where you're happy with what you've accomplished this winter, I think, is very likely. Okay, just as a little recap, this has been the reading for the OSHO Zen Tarot for Virgos, Aquarius, Capricorns, Taurus. If you are not one of those zodiacs, this reading was still if you resonated with the OSHO deck or the Tiger's Eye crystal. If this resonated with you, or if you have any thoughts, please comment them below. I do read all the comments. It might take me a little bit to respond, but I do love it. And if you're interested in any of these decks, I will link them below. I have purchased all of these myself. None of them are sponsorships. They are affiliate links, but you can go just buy these at a witchy shop. And I actually would prefer if you did. But if you want to support me, then that's fantastic. Feel free to continue to the other decks if you're interested. If not, then this is where I leave you. If you could like, subscribe, comment, do all the things so I can make more of these. I had a lot of fun, and I'm so excited for how the next few months are going to go for you. Thanks so much, and have an awesome day. Welcome to our second tarot reading of the video. If you picked this specific reading, you either resonated with the selenite crystal, the divine of the tarot deck, or you were either an Aries, a Leo, a Cancer like me, or a Libra. So we're going to put this up here. Selenite is known for clarity, divine connection, and cleansing. It is definitely one of my favorite crystals. The Tarot of the Divine is absolutely my favorite deck. I get a lot of very good reads out of it. It is basically, all of the cards are, it's traditional tarot with like the wands and the numbers, but all of the cards are based on stories, like fairy tales, specifically old folklore. And like, this is Cinderella, obviously. Some of them are lesser known. They're gorgeous. It is a high quality deck. I've been using this for years. If you want to splurge on like a fancy deck, highly recommend it. They do sales on it all the time. It's definitely obtainable. I found it at a local apothecary near me, but I will link it below if you're interested as well. So starting off, we are going to do some oracle cards from the Lil Cryptid Oracle just to kind of get like the initial vibe. These are a lot of fun. They're just cute little cards. They're just cryptids. And I just want like an initial. We won't read into them right away, but I would like an initial, like what are your spirit guides, your higher energy, higher self? What is the goal for this reading? And just as a reminder, we are focusing on the energy going into the rest of the year. The veil is thinning, the days are going to get shorter, and that can be hard for some people. What should we focus on, and what should we expect going into the next couple months? Well, if they fall out, they count. Oh, 3. So our first card is the Chimera, and it says partnership. Very interesting. A Spectre Moose. He's a cute little guy. Solitude. I love that we're talking about going into winter, and it's a little snowy in this card. I do love that. And then the Flatwoods Monster. Creation. Oh, okay. So we're going to come back to these. These are just like the initial, just the vibe that we're going with. Those are cool ones. Okay. This is a larger deck. It's a lot of fun though. Get some crazy shuffles out of here. Ooh. You know what? That felt right. My hands were tingling. That felt right. I'm going with it. Okay. So we've got some reversals in here. I don't always read reversals, but I am going to leave them. So we've got the 8 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. I'm noticing multiple cups. These are all fully shuffled, these decks. And the King of Cups, actually insane. I had my husband shuffle this for me, and he never half does anything. Temperance. I love that. So the starting off that I'm getting a little bit. So cups are your emotions. They also represent your relationships, which is interesting with this partnership with the Chimera. 4 is stability. So the 4 of Cups normally represents stable emotions, structure in how you handle your emotions. Definitely like the vibe is supportive, but it's reversed. So I think we're going to stick with the reversal because I'm getting like the solitude with the partnership, which is kind of conflicting. So the 8 of Cups very much symbolizes that you're holding on to something. If it wasn't reversed, it would be letting go. You can kind of see in this card, he's walking away. He's giving it up, whatever this happens to be, if it's a relationship or an emotion, but it's reversed. So it definitely shows that you're holding on to something. I'm curious if it means you should hold on to something. Like maybe there's a partnership that you're not letting go of. Like I'm wondering if you should hold on because you're kind of lacking that structure and support system that you would normally get with this card if it wasn't reversed. Now, the King of Cups, he is very much the master of his emotions. He rules with authority. He knows what he wants. He knows how he feels. And temperance is all about balance, spiritual balance, protecting your energy and all that. The vibe that I'm getting for the winter months going forward is that you're going to be in a situation where you need to hold on to your support system. Definitely that balance with like, you don't want to, like, I think solitude is going to be a challenge for you. And you need to fight for that partnership because you need that support. You need the stability that comes with it. So basically, in a time where it gets cold and it's dark and you don't have the energy for things, you need to fight for those things. You're going to feel like being alone or ignoring the people around you, but balance is very important, and you'll feel better. You'll have better control over how you feel if you kind of hold on to those relationships that tend to naturally in the winter months kind of fizzle out. I know I go a long time when it starts getting dark early not seeing anybody, and I think that your message going forward is definitely fight for those relationships. You need the structure and the partnership, and you may want to be solitary and alone, but it's definitely leaning towards don't be alone. You deserve more. Let's pull a couple more. I definitely think this is like the goal, balance, and knowing what you want. Is there anything else? Like, obviously the challenge is going to be wanting to be alone, but are there any other challenges? Any other main areas of focus that they should focus on? That one. We got some wands now and some coins. Very interesting. Again, this 10 of coins, it's actually pentacles. I guess that is one thing that's different in this deck. Pentacles are things you possess. Think your resources, your security. Pentacles also represent winter, which is kind of perfect for our question. And if you look at this picture, it looks like an older, couple surrounded by their family and their wealth and the things that they've collected. Definitely leans towards like partnership and support. Hold on to those relationship ties that you have, because you're going to keep wanting to go back to being solitary, but don't do that. You need to hold on for that. Your relationships and your family are going to be very important this winter for sure. And I'm going to leave this over by Temperance because I think that it's that balance. Like, obviously you can be a little solitary. You need to focus on take care of yourself, but your relationships are going to be very beneficial to you this year. And I do remember I asked for challenges, and fives are traditionally conflicts and challenges. As you can see, they're fighting each other. The energy feels relaxed. Like, it doesn't feel angry, but it's definitely kind of fighting with each other. Wands are your passions and your actions. They represent fire. Think competition. So friendly competition. That's probably why the vibe feels really chill. Friendly competition, and yeah. So your challenge is definitely going to be with other people. Like, maybe I will say getting my whole family together is a big pain in the neck. They're always busy. So maybe that's the challenge, is that you have to, like, you might need to be the one, or maybe you feel, oh, that's much better. I think you feel like the person that always has to bring people together, and that's what you need for your mental health and your well-being going into the winter. But that can be really stressful if you have to be the one who always puts in the work. So maybe that's where, sometimes you're going to be focusing on yourself and being solitary, and that's okay, but you should definitely fight for those moments when you're all together. And yeah, I still have this creation card that I'm not getting much on. I'm curious about that. I think I'm going to pull an oracle card from the Beast Soul Oracle. These are pretty. Just, I would like some insight on creation, maybe like a clarification for this struggle, this conflict that we're gonna have. Oh, fell on the floor. Is there another one in there that wants to come through? I want all the insight I can get. Those two. Those feel good. Got 3. Interesting. Okay. So we've got the complex octopus. Complexity, multitasking, and creativity. Discover a different version of yourself and discover the power of transformation. These cards are so pretty. So that definitely goes with creativity. Maybe the creation is just creating the life that you're wanting for yourself, like fighting for those partnerships, keeping the family together, coming out of the cold, dark season, feeling balanced and in control, because we know how seasonal depression can really take over. And I definitely think you're going to have to get a little creative with creating that life for yourself where you've got that structure and stability. I also pulled the Guardian Bear, which is power, inner strength, and healing. And it says, go travel, discover the beauty of nature. You need to connect. Well, what is this? Why is this worded weird? You need connection to the power of the earth. I feel like that's all misspelled or like typed out weird. But that's interesting with like healing and inner strength, traveling. Definitely like not being inside, cooped up alone, be balanced, take care of yourself. And then the last one I got was the barging badger, determination, focus, and advancement. Tireless and resourceful one, lend me your ferocious spirit and spunk. Heck yes. We're gonna move these around. Put that right there. Definitely kind of leans towards fighting for the life that you want. Like, yeah, you're going to have your challenges. You're going to want to be alone, but you're creative and you're focused and you're powerful. You definitely have everything you need to kind of reach this balance and this completion of being surrounded by things that make you whole. Let's kind of go. I'm curious about the creation. I would like a clarity on that. I'm going to pull one of my spirit communication cards. I'll link these below. You just print them. It's just yes, no, maybe, I don't know. The goal is to really focus on your intuition and ask your spirit guides questions and then pull an answer. I'm going to angle it. I swear I can't see them. But I'm curious about like this being, the creativity of it all. Is it just being creative to kind of, you know, or no, is it like creating the life for yourself where you're fulfilled and balanced? That one. Yes. Okay. Basically, I just use my intuition to pull the cards. I have like different signs for what feels intuitively correct. So yes, you are responsible for creating, you're not just responsible, capable of creating this life where you're balanced and mastering how you feel, and definitely the challenges of getting people together and the lack of stability and structure, but those partnerships and those relationships are going to be very obtainable. Like, you've got this. Okay, we're gonna do finishing messages. Just kind of, is there anything else for them, you know? Just more cups. I am very interested in that. I'm gonna set that there for a second. I want to see what else comes through. Just kind of, I can tell that the next few months are going to be very much about your relationships and your emotional well-being and all that. Interesting. That resonates with me. I'm a Cancer, so this reading kind of goes to me as well. Come on, anything? Follow-up, clarifications. What should they know? That works. Ooh, we got another wands. 2 wands. Very interesting that these were all the same 2 suits. Oh no, we got a Pentacles in here. Okay. 7 of Wands, 6 of Wands, and the 3 of Cups. So 3 of Cups is, again, creation. Threes represent creation, so like creating that life for yourself. The vibe that I get from this card is very happy. Like, you've got the 3 women and they're hanging out together. And I definitely take that as like the relationships that are important to you. Like for me specifically, I have 2 sisters and my goal is to see them more coming up. So definitely could see it that way. I would say it's very much teamwork with the 3 getting each other together. Like possibly there is somebody that can help you. That partnership. Ooh, the partnership. So teamwork, partnership. You don't have to do this all alone. There is somebody out there for, like, someone in your group, one of these relationships that are important to you, whether it's a partner, a spouse, or a sibling, a parent. Somebody in your immediate vicinity is going to help you obtain this balance in this structure that you need going into the following months. So then you've got your wands again, definitely action. And I would say this being a follow-up message. 6s represent harmony and movement. So it would definitely say just move forward, just do the thing. There's a lot of balance involved. And it seems like you've got all the tools that you need. The 7, like he's working very hard. And wands again are actions. So I would say goes with just putting in the energy. 7s can represent reflection as well. So maybe a good thing to do would kind of be like, if you're putting in the work, then make sure that it's with people that bring you this balance. You know, don't give your energy to anyone who doesn't deserve it. And I would definitely say that because you have this inner strength and this focus, you know who benefits you and who doesn't. So I would definitely keep that in mind for sure. But yeah, so this is a super exciting reading for you. I hope it resonates. It sounds like your main focus is definitely going to be the relationships in your life and keeping yourself sane through the winter. So I hope that goes well for you. And if this resonated with you, comment below, like, subscribe, do all the things. I'll link all of the decks that I've used in the description. They are not sponsorships. I purchase all of my decks. They are affiliate links, but you can just use them to remember the names and go buy them at a local apothecary. That I would prefer that. But if you want to support me so that I can make more of these, then you can find all these on Amazon. And yeah, thank you so much. I am going to either see you in the next reading if you just feel like watching all of them. And if not, then I will leave you here. And I hope that you have a fantastic day. Hello. If you are at this third and final reading, either you were really bored today and you watched them all, or you resonated with this deck, or possibly the Blue Goldstone. Blue Goldstone is known for confidence and communication. It provides protection and emotional balance. It's so hard to tell, but it's glittery. My absolute favorite crystal. Definitely recommend finding one of these. Or you could possibly be here because your zodiac is either Pisces, Gemini, Scorpio, or Sagittarius. If you're not one of these and you picked this reading, don't worry. There were just multiple ways to pick. But I am so excited that you're here and we are going to get into it. Starting off, I am going to pull a couple oracle cards from the Little Cryptid Oracle. It is my favorite oracle deck. It's just so cute. The cards are pocket-sized, and they're just cryptids, like Mothman. Love it. but I just want an overall, you know, what's the tone? What themes should we focus on? Just a recap, the question was, what energy should you focus on, or what is your message for the coming months with, the veil is thinning and the days are going to get shorter and it's going to possibly get cold depending on where you live. I know it's cold here. So what energy should you focus on going into the following months? Think like November through to the new year. Mm-hmm. We chaos shuffle here. Whatever falls out goes. So 4, that's not bad. And we've pulled the jackalope. I don't know if you can read that. It says movement. Love that. We'll come back to these. These are just to kind of reflect on as we pull from this deck. Does this say Jeff? Somebody comment if this is Jeff. I love him. Communication. The Hopkinsville Goblin, and it says explore. Love that. Okay. And then reptilian integration. Very cool. Okay. Love that. So this is the Weird Cat Tarot. I just love this deck. They're just cats. It's fun. So again, what should we focus on going into the following months leading up to the new year? What messages do you have? Let's start with that. I don't know if I'm going to do reversals because I'm just kind of throwing cards everywhere. Love this. Okay, we've got a little variety here. We've got the 2 of Pentacles, the 3 of Pentacles, the 8 of Wands, and the King of Swords. Very interesting. So I feel like we got communication, integration, explore, and movement. Pentacles are like your possessions, your wealth, physical things. They represent earth. 2s tend to represent choices, partners, mirrors. Come back to that. 3s represent teamwork. That could definitely go back with like partners, but it could also be growth. So your growth with your wealth and all that. So this card kind of makes me feel like he's playing with 2 things, juggling juggling 2 separate things. I don't know what those separate things are yet, but definitely I will say he's kind of focused on this one. Like maybe you have 2 things going on and you need to choose, you need to focus on one thing. And then you've got the 3 of Pentacles, which is collaboration, teamwork. Definitely leads towards like working with someone else. Then you've got the 8 of Wands. Wands are definitely your actions. 8s represent mastery and focus. He seems very playful in this card. I like to look at like the pictures. He seems very playful. He's kind of surrounded by all this stuff, but he's not upset. Definitely feels like a lot of things that you've been working on for a long time are going well. Definitely. Maybe you've been working on with somebody and it's working out. And then the King of Swords represents truth. He knows the truth. He knows your truth and your boundaries. Definitely kind of goes back to communication over here. Like maybe you need to communicate your truth. I'm having a hard time seeing the overall vibe, but it definitely feels like Your main focus is to achieve some sort of balance, or maybe there's choices. Can you clarify on that? What choices are there? Got a Queen of Wands, 2 wands in there. That was a big chunk. It like felt right. I'm gonna roll with it. It felt right. Normally I wouldn't read so many, but that felt good to me. Okay, so then you've got the Queen of Wands. I'm gonna stick this by this other wands here. Interesting. So you've got some choices going on, definitely some teamwork that's been going on. And then the things you've been working on are, it's going well, or it will be going well. So the following or the coming months, what you've been working on is emerging. It's coming out that it's working. The Queen of Wands, she's very, very commanding, charismatic, definitely confident in her actions. So like the actions that you've been taking there, it's not like random. You've been working on it. You've been working, and you know the goals, and the goals are working for you. Then let's see, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. And the cool thing with the wheel is it's a wheel. What goes around comes around. So maybe like all of this hard work and this energy that you've been putting into your life, good things are going to happen. This is so exciting for you. I'm actually hyped. So thing with the wheel turns, you turn with it. Cosmic movement, there's ups and downs. Not always comfortable, but definitely the universe is working on something. So trust in your timing. You know what you're doing. Definitely. I'm still a little confused. I know with the communication, this card like knows the truth. So again, it's just more confidence. Definitely what you've been doing is good. It's working. So then we've also over here got 9 of Pentacles, more Pentacles. He's a happy guy. Look at him. 9, definitely just more like abundance. Like it's all going really well. I'm wondering what your choice is. If you have something that like sounds right, even if you just comment that makes sense to you, I would love that because that helps me out. But I'm curious about, is it a choice or is it balance that you're working towards? I'm going to ask, I've got this, if you watched the other 2 readings, but they're just spirit guide questions. I answer them based on intuition, how they feel. I know that you can probably see through the cards. I'm not looking at my camera. I cannot see. Like I know you can see, I cannot. But let's just ask, is this about a choice? Is it a choice? No, it's not a choice. Okay. Is it balance? Could be partnership. No, you know what? I don't appreciate you. Okay. So because it's not a choice and it's not balance, obviously if that resonated with you, go with it. But I'm going to go more off of partnership and teamwork. So definitely you've been, wonder if it's like a relationship, because I know relationships are involved. Maybe there's someone that you're moving forward with and you've been working on it for a long time. You could take it as like I wouldn't say like a proposal. I'm not saying someone's proposing to you. Don't quote me on that. Definitely Pentacles represent winter. So that is very interesting because we're talking about winter. There's movement happening. Things are happening. Communication, truth, confidence, integration. Interesting. Sorry, I shook my camera. Some sort of partnership. You're coming together with somebody. Possibly. I love that. Something you've been working really hard on though is coming forward. My spirit guides could be messing with me, so take that as you will. I felt like it was balance, but so next we have justice. That's an interesting one to pull. Again, justice is truth and balance. I'm upset with you because I feel balance. Maybe someone out there is getting engaged and that resonates with you. This is a partnership for you. But I think for the majority of people watching this, it's about balance and truth and knowing what you're doing. Very confident, very much decisions being made. It also could kind of mean like avoidance, like, you know, she's kind of like, whatever. But I don't see that because you are the king and the queen of your world and you've got the wheel turning and divine timing, like very much you're doing all the right things, which isn't that just so validating to hear sometimes? You're doing it all right and it is all right here. Definitely like integrating whatever you've been working on and definitely like the fruits of your labor here. Next, we've got the Page of Wands. And the page is very naive, very playful. Like, look at this cute little girl with her little crown. She's, you know, maybe new to this. She's just jumping in, just super excited to be here. Maybe this is something you're very passionate about. I may be talking about things that you're working on and you're like, I know exactly what that is. It could be a small goal. It could be a much larger goal that you're working towards, but you know what's up. Your purpose, and I think this winter for you is very much exploring your purpose, and all of these things that you've been working so hard on are definitely coming through, which leads this to my absolute favorite card to pull, and it's gonna be a little spooky, but it is Halloween. But it's a fantastic card. And the last card that I pulled for you is the Devil. And a lot of people are like, oh no, that's terrifying. But it's not. The Devil is like right up there with me for like, if you think of the Tower or the Death card, they're the scary cards that are actually so good to pull. Think desire and temptation, indulgence. It could be conscious desire. It could be things you don't even know that you want yet, but you're getting them. You're getting the things, all of your desires, everything you've worked towards. You're doing the correct things. And yeah, I think that's fantastic. I'm actually so hyped for you. Definitely, you know, people think temptation and they think things they're not supposed to have, but in this instance I think it's things that you want and are aiming for and you're achieving them, definitely. So this season is very much for you, all of your hard work, and your main focus is just continue what you're doing because it's working. And I think the next year is going to be very good for you. I'm going to pull, just because I haven't used this deck yet in this video, it's the Flowers of the, is it Flowers of the Night Oracle. And these are really pretty. They're flowers, you know? And I just want to know, maybe do I want a clarity on your temptation? Possibly. Let's just see. Are there anything I'm missing? Am I missing anything that you can tell me? That one feels good. Okay. Understanding. Oh, I take that as I am understanding that this is right. Love that. Okay, look at this little frog. How cute he is. Oh my gosh, just like a happy little guy. Let's read. These are, when you get oracle cards, the artist has meanings, you know. So let's see what this is supposed to be. The night blooming cereus. This flower speaks of new perspectives and leads us to explore inner wisdoms, which may have been a little hard to find in the past. It's very much shadow work coded. The devil also represents shadow work sometimes, so that's very interesting. Empowerment may come from new insights. Regaining control of situations is also very much indicated. Your destiny is in strong focus as well. So, what is it that is going on right now that may help or hinder your path? The central aspects of relationships are highlighted. So, it's a wonderful time to explore, have fun, and enjoy yourself exploring. Definitely she has fun. That's definitely the vibe in this. I love this. This is clarifying a lot of things. Okay. A time to celebrate the radiance of your being. Sensitivities are also running a little high, so look to ways to ground your emotions or step back and let them run their course. Challenges you may face include losing perspective, not following your own purpose, and giving away your power. Okay, very much knowing your purpose, like focus on that. That's very important. The affirmation for this card is understanding and true perspective will guide me. Absolutely obsessed. I think that's super resonates with the rest of this. This is so fun. Okay, let's pull one more of these because that was actually really cool. I really like that. This deck is so hard to shuffle. No. That one. Intuition. Okay, that very much kind of goes with knowing your truth and your worth, being confident, trusting your gut, because you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing, and you are achieving the things. I know that intuition is pretty self-explanatory, but we're gonna find it in the book, so I'll read it to you. Okay, this is a desert thorn apple. This flower will assist you in meditating and understanding dreams, visions, and feelings. It will often indicate that you need to look beneath the surface, that there is more going on than meets the eye. Creative blocks are self-imposed and are easily lifted if you simply do the work or take the first step. The same goes for indecision at this time. You may actually find new creative ideas are forthcoming. Trust your feelings, listen to your inner voice, and do not be swayed by others. Illusions are very easy to believe and may present themselves in ways which are easy to mistake as signs or opportunities. Take time to meditate, to sit and think deeply about what it is that you want, believe, and know to be truth and reality. A lot of truth, very much knowing what you want, trusting yourself to reach your greatest desires, everything coming to you that you're working so hard on. Trust your gut, be communicative, explore. Definitely. Oh, this is so exciting. I'm so excited for you. So your goal is just keep doing what you're doing. It feels like you don't need the guidance. You just need to hear that what hard work you've been putting in is right. Oh, I got chills. Love that. That is so exciting. Okay. Well, if this resonated with you, or if you had anything that you saw that maybe I didn't, comment below. I love to read it. It may take me a while to respond, but I look at all of the comments. I just also have my day job and it takes up a lot of time. But I will link these decks in the description below. They are not a sponsorship. I purchase all of these and I love them. They are affiliate links. But if you would like, just save them for later and go purchase them from your local witchy shop. I love that way more. But if you want to support me so I can make more of these, then those will be in the description below. And I hope that you had fun. If you watched all three, comment below. That would be wild. But I did the other day watch someone's tarot video, all of the reads, because I was just having so much fun. So I'm curious. And yeah, but thank you so much. Don't forget to join the Digital Coven and stay wild, stay grounded, and stay witchy, everybody. Bye.